Yo, what's going on, Alien? How you guys doing? This is my review of Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's just going to be a quick review. What we're going to do, we'll be going through the pros and cons, and then what we will do at the end of the video is give it an overall score out of 10. Now, there'll be 2 scores at the end, and I'll go through them at the end, of course. Now, we're going to start off with the pros. The graphics in this game are absolutely mind-bendingly good. They are amazing, especially because it's Star Wars. It just gives it that little boost of how nice it looks. It's the best looking Star Wars game we have to date. The storyline is canon and it is fun. I do enjoy the story, but I feel as if it could be a little bit longer. That's a con, but the pro in that is the story is fun to play as Iden Versio and Inferno Squad for a little bit, then you have to change over and whatever. But it is also canon, so if you're a Star Wars fan and you want the Star Wars story, you want everything to do with Star Wars, then this game is canon, so I suggest you watch a playthrough or buy the game for yourself to try it out. It's only like a 4 to 5 hour long campaign. And it does take place after the Return of the Jedi and before The Force Awakens, so somewhere in between there, that's where the timeline for this is situated. Now, since this game's been released, the big thing about this has been the free DLC that we've been promised to get. I'm sure that this is still going to be carried on, but however, they did mention that they will have to include some sort of microtransactions within the game. I don't know what they'll be, considering they've turned them off completely just now. But we're still getting free DLC to my knowledge. If they change that, I'll be sure to update. But if they do change that we're not getting free DLC and somewhere randomly they bring out a season pass, there's going to be a lot of angry fans. But we're getting free DLC right now, so that's another pro. The next one is the smooth gameplay. The gameplay is much better than 2015's Battlefront, all the way from the jump troopers to the stupid roll spam that we got in 2015. Everything's touched up, feels smoother, just because the maps, they play better and everything like that. It's an overall fun experience just to play the game. The class system has obviously been reintroduced and it's been revamped and all that from the original 2005 Battlefront 2, and I enjoy that. I enjoy that the class system's back. It gives you a sort of sense of what class you want to be, what guns you want to use, and so on and so forth. Now, all the eras in Star Wars have been included in Battlefront 2. However, there's a feature that some people are happy about, some people aren't, and it's cross-era gameplay. So say you're on Kashyyyk, you can play as Rey, Darth Vader and all that. Everyone can be playable on every single map. Some people are not happy about that. I'm not too fussed, so therefore I'm going to add that all eras are available throughout the game on any map as a pro. That's my pro right there. Comment below if you're one of those who don't really like that, but it's kind of cool how you can put Darth Maul up against Luke Skywalker and so on. It gives the dream battles that you really wanted within Star Wars. Within Battlefront 2, we do get a decent amount of starting content. Considering we're getting free DLC, there's nothing really to complain about in terms of the content that we got. I've played it for 50 hours and I'm not getting bored yet. I think it's enough content to keep us going to the first DLC, which will be released next month. I think it's in a couple of weeks actually. The Last Jedi DLC, where we get Finn, Captain Phasma, so 2 new heroes and a brand new map, some new music and all that. So they're adding content as they progress and make the game, which I think that's fine. But this game did have a decent amount of starting content. It could be a little bit more, like the maps. Some of the maps could be different for different game modes because they just shrink the maps for certain game modes and make them bigger for others. You get the gist there. Of course, it is a good Star Wars experience. This is one of the best Star Wars experiences. Say you want to just be fully immersed in Star Wars, you jump on this game and you can play Kashyyyk. And first person, no HUD or anything like that. You're literally a droid or a clone trooper running around on Kashyyyk, on Naboo. It's a lot of fun, and if you ignore all the negatives, it's a really, really positive Star Wars experience, and I recommend that you actually try out the no HUD in the first person to be fully into the Star Wars thing. Some people aren't into that, I get it, but it's a lot of fun just to run around as a clone trooper, stormtrooper, anyone. It is a good Star Wars experience overall. Of course, or just Darth Maul is going to be added in at the pros, because who doesn't like a bit of Darth Maul? And overall, I find that it's a really fun game to play, especially how it's limited to some game modes where we don't get any skirmish, any private matches, anything like that, no server browser. But I do enjoy the game for what it is right now. I've easily hit over 60 hours right now and I'm level 30. The maximum level is 50, so I'll be hitting that in the next 100 hours or so, I'm imagining. So 60 plus hours on the game already. I'm enjoying it, but you can tell by the hours played. Some people aren't, but that's everyone's taste. I am enjoying it myself. Now we're going to move on to the cons. Now there's a lot of game breaking things in here. Then this is why the score will be lowered at the end. Now we're going to start off with the bugs that have been reintroduced that weren't a thing, and the lag and all that. They weren't a thing before the first ever patch that EA and DICE released for the game. It introduced a lot of bugs, a lot of rubber banding, lag and all that. So I don't know what that patch actually done, and EA have still not said anything about it. I have no idea what they're doing, what they're planning to do about the bugs. But especially Darth Vader's force choke, that's when you notice it. Sometimes when you hit the force choke and there's like a combination of force abilities from other heroes that have been attacked on that same hero, sometimes that hero can go flying across the map. And one time it happened to me, I actually went outside of the boundaries and I don't know what happened. I was still alive, but I was like underneath the map. It's just some bugs in this game need fixed ASAP, and it's been a couple days now and EA and DICE have said nothing about it. The console still has no FOV settings. Again, it's a small con, but it's something that people have been nagging at EA and DICE to add in, and it's not happened. No FOV settings for console basically means you can't change your field of view. You can't zoom out or zoom in on your third person character or first person. Some people are annoyed about that. The arcade mode on PC has no split screen. So some people don't have Xbox One, some people don't have PS4s. They went all out and got the PC, the most expensive out of all of them, to run this game, and they want to play with their friends. Well, on offline multiplayer, local multiplayer, they can't. There's no split screen or anything like that for the arcade mode on PC, so that does suck. The lack of Prequel Heroes is a bit disturbing. I don't like it, but they are, I'm sure, going to add a lot more Prequel Heroes within DLC, but we've only got 2 right now. We've got Darth Maul and Yoda. I don't see why. Yoda's arguably original trilogy as well, so Yoda and Darth Maul, sort of the only lone prequel hero that we have is Darth Maul, which kinda sucks. I hope that they do add a lot more prequel characters though. Kylo Ren's unmasked voice. Now the voice actor, I think it's Matt Mercer, he is amazing at every other voice that he does, but they need to fix the Kylo Ren unmasked voice. It sounds nothing like the film Kylo Ren. I don't know why they didn't get Adam Driver to actually come in and voice this, because they managed to get Daisy Ridley and John Boyega, both the main poster people, and then there's Kylo Ren just not there at all. I don't know what Adam Driver, obviously he's a busy person and all that, but EA need to do something with the unmasked Kylo's voice, because it actually puts me off playing that character. The masked voice sounds fine, that sounds good, but the unmasked Kylo Ren doesn't sound the best. Now the star card system, I don't like it. Some people like it, but how you can level up by getting crafting parts from loot crates and then officially upgrading that star card to get a better advantage over the player. It's something that you would see elsewhere, but I don't think this should be in the game. Maybe have the 2015 star cards where one star card on the same thing. You couldn't have different tiers of star cards. I don't like that. Please just keep it as a 1 star card. Or at least let us progress to unlock the star cards, not get them through crafting parts, upgrade parts, or loot crates. That does really suck. Now, the big bogus here, I have not mentioned. You're probably wondering, what is this? Is he going to mention it? It is the progression system. The progression system in this game is absolutely dreadful, and I mean really bad. If you like Star Wars, sure, go ahead, get the game, you'll have a fun time. If you like first-person shooters or third-person shooters, sure, get the game, you'll have a fun time. But there's something there that will ruin your progression experience. You have to progress by either purchasing loot crates with the diamonds or the crystals that you can actually buy. They have turned that off for now, but they will reintroduce something else. I don't know what it will be. But loot crates in this game are a massive problem. What you get in the loot crates is star cards, and how do you level up your characters? You have to get star cards, and the only way to get star cards is loot crates, and it's just horrible. By playing the game, you do not physically get leveled up. You get leveled up by opening these loot crates, and it's absolutely ridiculous. I have no idea what EA were thinking. It's definitely not DICE's fault. This is a business practice from EA, a business theory or whatever they had. They thought, hey, since we're adding in free DLC, let's completely ruin it and put a free mobile game sort of thing in the game. No, mobile game, if this was being implemented into the game and that was the end of it. It should have been free. It should not have been full price, $60, £45 for the standard edition of the game. That should not be a thing. I don't know what EA were thinking. It is EA though, they needed money, they don't really think about the consumer, they do have a track record of that. And a lot of people are annoyed. Now, back to the loot crates. The loot crates, the most expensive loot crate I think is around about 4,200 credits. This is a trooper loot crate, and that you get trooper things, you get hero things, you get starfighter things. All star cards of those will be in that loot crate. It gets a bit out of hand when you're talking about how the prices and the credits that you manage to get at the end of the game. By the way, the person who, if you say they start the game at the same time as the person, as the same guy in your team, right, or in your squad, you finish top at the end of the game, and at the end of the game your teammate or squad member finishes at the bottom. You will only get like 30-40 more credits than the person at the bottom, and the cheapest loot crate is 2,200. You may, a long game, on average, on a long game, you'll get like 330 credits or something like that. So that means that you need to play over 10 games just to be able to afford one of these loot crates, and then you'll have like 800 credits left over. Yes, I know there is challenges that do affect your credits and all that, but that's just not the thing. EA, I don't know what they were thinking. It's just a bad overall thing. So here's my score. Out of 10, I give the game a 6. Now, the 6 is because of the progression system and the loot boxes and the star cards. If those things weren't in the game, or if they were balanced at least, if the loot boxes were cosmetics only, this game would get a 9 out of 10 or an 8.5 out of 10. That seems like a more reasonable score because there are some bugs and all that. So 8.5 out of 10 this game would get, and it would be one of the best Star Wars games to date. Just because the progression system, EA being greedy, that's just not right. I don't know what they were thinking. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the review. Comment below your score out of 10. I really want to hear it, and I hope you do enjoy your day. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out.